Just wanted to say a few words ahead of this video because these videos come off the back of a huge lot of Eaglemoss Star Trek ships that I picked up recently. And so I've put up all the duplicates on eBay for you to have a look at, and I'll include links around and about the place. So if you've got any sort of interest in getting hold of a few of these, to have a look at them for yourself, you can do so for a while at least, because it looks like they're not going to go flying off the shelves. I've tried to price them quite reasonably, so do please go and have a look. And without further ado, I will get on with the main video. Cheers. Now, when I first saw this in my job lot, I was very confused because I thought, I think I know most Star Trek ships. I don't recognise this one at all. It looks deeply random. It looks like a bit of a kit bash almost. It turns out there's a really good reason for that. And the reason is I have not seen the remastered version of the original series. Because this ship now appears in the remastered version of the original series, but never appeared in the original version of the remastered series, i.e. the original series. So, in other words, I don't recognise it because I've never seen it before. Very simply. I saw the original series when I was very, very young, so in a sense I wouldn't actually be that surprised if I didn't remember seeing some random ancillary ship, but knowing me, I probably would, because you didn't see many ships in the original series. You only ever really saw the Enterprise and some sort of wibbly-wobbly special effects that were meant to represent other ships. So this is actually a design that they came up with, according to the magazine, based upon a ship that appeared in the animated series, which came after the original series. So they took a design that was era appropriate, CGI'd it, and then put it into the original series. So it actually achieved sort of backwards compatibility with the animated series, if you like, which is very, very clever of them. So the Antares is a sort of a class of ship. It's also known as the Woden, apparently, and one was, I think, the Yorktown, possibly, as well. But as you can see, it's a very, very low NCC number, 501. And basically, it's a cargo ship, and it can be automated as well. So, in the series in which it appears, Charlie X, so in the episode in which it appears, Charlie X, it is manned. It's a manned version of it, and you can see there's a sort of a bridge area here, but it can be automated as well because it's primarily a cargo hauler. You can see it's got this great big section here, which is just supposed to be for cargo, basically. So, very interesting one. I've not. There may be other examples of this, but I wasn't aware that they'd actually come up with completely new designs for the remastered version of the original series. You can see here that it's got nacelles which are very, very similar to Enterprises in the original series, but much, much smaller because this is a much, much lower speed sort of ship. It's just designed to tootle back and forth, basically. You can see here, so this is it in the remastered version of the series. You'd never have got that sort of quality shot in the normal version of the original series, bless them. Michael Okuda was saying in here that they did remarkably well given the pressure and the lack of funds that they had for the original series. That's nice to put the name of the ship on there in a sort of squiggly non-standard font. That's funny. Space Sensor Array, main bridge, habitat module, main deflector. Yeah, so it's got an Enterprise style main deflector down there on the front, which is quite clever as well. Support pylon. It's got, what I do like about, and this is the animated series version of it, so it's very, very cleverly done. What I like about it is it does exactly what it says on the tin. It doesn't have to look aerodynamic, it doesn't have to look pretty, it's just designed to haul stuff from point A to point B. That's it. So in that sense, it works perfectly, perfectly well. I've got no problem with it looking as clunky as all heck. But I just didn't recognise it. So at first, I looked at the box for the model and I just thought, what on earth are you? Because I don't know what you are. And this is why, because the name of the ship was probably mentioned on screen. but they just never showed an actual representation of the ship. And this explains why. So these are all the animated series episodes. What was I going to say? I was thinking that it did show up somewhere else. Oh no, that's not. No, I was thinking of another video I've just done actually. I was going to say that the Phoenix has shown up since, because the Phoenix was in lower decks, but unfortunately it's now too late because this is a completely different video. Not to worry, I'll mention it in the comments or something. So let's have a look at the model now. And it's just it's actually quite a teeny tiny little model, which I would laugh at, because Eaglemoss models are rarely in the necessary sort of proportions with other ships and so on that they're trying to represent. So if they did make this one smaller than the Enterprise on purpose, then that's actually quite unusual as a design approach for them. But I'm just going to ease it out, because its warp nacelles are in fact tiny. This is a tough one to get out. There we go. Let's just freed her up now. But again, because this is a CGI model, of course, they've been able to do a very good representation of it. Just sort of, even at this scale, because they've got the all the necessary schematics and so on that they need. And just like the pictures in the magazine, they managed to get the Antares name on there. Teeny tiny navigational deflector dish on there as well. Bless them. That's funny. It is that much smaller than most Eaglemoss models. I wonder if it's because of the depth of it or something. They decided they had to shrink the length to make the depth appropriate, because that degree of sort of height is quite unusual, I suppose, for some of these ships. Let's just have it stand out now. Okay, so that just slots onto this back pylon here, according to the instructions, it says. Okay, that's a very random sort of fit. I'm just wondering if it goes on. If it goes on that's better. That's it. Just needs to click in right into the back of it to get the full benefit of the support, I think, there. But there you go. So that's the little Antares, which strangely I suppose has its creation date much later than you might think, despite it being an original series ship. So that was a slightly unusual one, but I'm glad I read the magazine even, because had I not done, I wouldn't have been able to tell you anywhere near as much about it as I just have done, because I wouldn't have had a clue otherwise. So there are definite advantages to getting these models with the magazines if you are vaguely interested in how they've come to be. So that's another one down. Cheers for now. See you for the next.